Jungkook wasn't supposed to react like that. Out of all the perfectly rehearsed moments during BTS's historic concert in Brussels, it wasn't the flawless choreography, the explosive stadium production, or even the emotional fan projects that ended up becoming the most talked about moment of the night. Instead, it was one completely unexpected reaction from Jimin, a sudden impulsive leap filled with so much unfiltered happiness that even Jungkook, someone who has spent more than a decade beside him on stage, looked genuinely shocked for a split second before laughing in disbelief. The clip spread across social media almost instantly, with fans replaying Jungkook's stunned expression over and over, while trying to understand what had caused Jimin to suddenly explode with that kind of emotion. But according to Jimin himself, the answer was surprisingly simple. "I jumped because I was happy." A short confession, yet one that somehow made the moment even more emotional for millions of fans around the world. Because to truly understand why that brief second felt so powerful, you have to understand everything that happened inside King Baudouin Stadium on July 2, 2026, the atmosphere, the pressure, the emotions, and the overwhelming connection between BTS and the crowd that night. For the first time in their 13-year career, BTS finally held a solo concert in Belgium, turning Brussels into the center of the global ARMY fandom for 2 unforgettable nights. Long before the concert even started, the city had already transformed into a sea of purple. Fans from across Europe, and even beyond, traveled for hours just to witness the group's long-awaited debut in the country. Around the stadium, chants echoed through the streets while thousands of fans waved banners, carried light sticks, and sang BTS songs together as they waited for the gates to open. Inside the venue, more than 50,000 people filled the massive stadium with purple lights that stretched endlessly across the crowd like a living ocean. The energy was overwhelming even before the members appeared on stage, and the second the lights dimmed, the roar from the audience became almost deafening. From the moment Jimin stepped into the spotlight, it was obvious that he was deeply affected by the atmosphere. Usually, his performances are built on incredible control and precision, with every movement polished through years of discipline and practice. But that night there was something visibly more emotional in the way he carried himself. He kept smiling at the crowd, taking extra moments to look around the stadium, as if trying to absorb every reaction from the fans around him. The louder the audience became, the brighter his expression looked, and it slowly started to feel less like he was simply performing and more like he was genuinely overwhelmed by the love surrounding him. Then, in the middle of the concert, the atmosphere suddenly changed. A fan in the standing section collapsed, immediately causing concern among the members and the audience. The music stopped, and within seconds Jimin noticed the commotion near the crowd. His expression shifted instantly from excitement to worry, as he pointed toward the area, and alerted staff to help the fan as quickly as possible. RM also addressed the audience directly, reminding everyone to stay hydrated while security and medical personnel moved through the crowd. For several tense moments, the entire stadium seemed to hold its breath. The excitement that had filled the venue only seconds earlier was replaced with anxiety as thousands of fans watched quietly, hoping the situation would be resolved safely. The members remained visibly concerned throughout the pause, refusing to continue until they received confirmation that the fan was okay. And when the concert finally resumed, something emotional had changed inside the stadium. The relief that washed through the crowd felt enormous, almost as if both BTS and ARMY had suddenly been reminded of how fragile and meaningful moments like these truly are. The cheers that followed became louder than before, not just because fans were excited, but because the emotional connection between the artists and the audience suddenly felt even more real. And it was during that emotional release that the now viral moment happened. As the music swelled and the audience erupted into deafening cheers, Jimin suddenly lost himself in the happiness of the moment. Without warning, he leaped across the stage with pure instinctive joy, not because it was choreographed, not because it was planned, but because he genuinely could not contain his emotions anymore. Nearby, Jungkook turned toward him with immediate surprise, staring for a second with wide eyes as if trying to process what he had just witnessed before breaking into laughter at Jimin's unexpected burst of energy. It was such a small moment, lasting only seconds, yet it instantly became one of the defining memories of the concert, because it felt completely real. Fans weren't watching a perfectly controlled idol executing rehearsed movements anymore. They were watching someone become so overwhelmed with happiness that he simply reacted without thinking. Later, when Jimin finally explained the reason behind it, his answer only made fans even more emotional. He said he jumped because he was happy seeing the fans' enthusiasm in Brussels. And perhaps that is exactly why the moment resonated so deeply across the fandom, because behind the global fame, the years of intense training, and the image of untouchable superstars, BTS still have moments where pure emotion takes over completely, moments where they stop being carefully polished performers and simply become human beings sharing happiness with the people who have supported them for years. And maybe that is why the moment continues to stay with so many people long after the concert ended. It wasn't the biggest stage effect of the night, nor the most technically perfect performance BTS has ever delivered. What fans remembered most was a single unscripted reaction. One brief moment where happiness became too powerful to hide. In front of tens of thousands of people, Jimin forgot about perfection, forgot about composure, and simply allowed himself to feel everything at once. And standing beside him was Jungkook, caught completely off guard by the sudden explosion of emotion from someone he has known for more than a decade, creating a moment so genuine that no choreography could ever recreate it. In a world where idols are often expected to appear flawless at every second, that small chaotic burst of happiness reminded fans why BTS still feel different after all these years. Beyond the records, the sold-out stadiums, and the global fame, their connection with ARMY has never been built only on performance, but on emotion, real, unpredictable, deeply human emotion. And on that night in Brussels, under a sky filled with purple lights and deafening cheers, Jimin didn't just perform for the crowd. For a few unforgettable seconds, he became one with it.